Okay, so it's been almost 2 months since we last did a video, so we have been working on the car, just didn't make any videos. So as you can see, we have the engine sitting here, bare block and heads. We took it to a machine shop. We had everything checked because we were going to rebuild this 305, but as it turns out, the bores are tapered. They're tapered pretty good, and we really need to put new pistons in it, which would add a lot of cost, and in machine work, bore them out and everything. So we decided to, we've got all the components here that we had disassembled, but anyway, ultimately, the amount of money we're going to spend to rebuild that 305, I didn't really think it was worth it, considering it's only a 140 horse engine. So what we did is we decided to find another engine. And what did we find, Cam?
We found another V8 5.7. Right?
Yep.
It's a 350. It's a GM crate engine used.
Yep.
We bought it from a lady in Iowa, Quad Cities, right?
Yeah, she was in the Quad. I don't remember which one, but yeah, she was in the Quad Cities.
It's 265 horsepower.
Yep.
We're gonna have to swap over some stuff from the old engine into this because it's weird.
To get it fit in the car, yeah. So we'll put like the Starfire unique stuff, like the water pump and the oil pan's probably a different size, and the exhaust manifolds, that's correct. So our exhaust will hook up right. The intake manifold, we'll probably swap it out also. What were you gonna say?
You're gonna spray paint, just paint it.
Yeah, we'll put it back to correct GM blue color. So we'll make it look just like the other one did. You won't really know that it's a 350 necessarily. So we'll clean that up. And then I have an engine running stand. We'll run it on that before we put it in the car, because it's quite a job to get all that to fit in that little car. So the other thing, we had a lot to talk about. We did a lot of stuff. So we pulled the rear end out of the car. We took all the front suspension off of the car, which took forever. The front suspension, these lower control arm bushings that go here and here, were completely rusted in. They were seized inside the bushings. We had to cut them out with a Sawzall. The top ones came out just fine. So the top control arms, which go in these two spots here and over here, they came out just fine. So that was no problem. But the bottom ones took forever, and here they are. We had to cut all the lower bushing bolts out. So you can see here how we cut them. So we had 8 cuts we had to make, and we went through. Here's all the saws.
It's like 2 bottles of cutting oil.
Yeah, Sawzall blades. So what our technique ended up being, Cam kept pumping cutting oil on the blades to keep them cool, and then I was running the saw and trying to keep the speed down of the saw blade, variable speed saw, and just trying to keep the speed down. So we kept burning them. I burned up the first couple of blades pretty quick. So anyway, they're hardened bolts. We got new bolts. We found new bolts. I couldn't believe it. We found all these bushings, all the ball joints from O'Reilly. So we got those parts ordered. Here's all the control arms with the bushings out. So we bought us a nice little press, just a little 20-ton, nothing fancy. Anyway, pressed out all the bushings.
We bent them.
Yeah, this one didn't come out very easy, but I was able to get this bent back straight. But we bent one of them, so we got that solved. And then the uppers came out no problem.
Still pretty shiny.
Yeah, the spindle's in good shape. So basically all this stuff, we're gonna send it out and have it sandblasted and painted. And then this cross member part that goes underneath the car up in the front there, we're gonna have it sandblasted, painted. The torque arm here, which goes from the transmission to the rear end, it had a bushing in it. We were able to find it. O'Reilly actually had that too, so we pressed it out. And we got new U-joints, so showed Cam how to press. We pressed out the U-joints. We got new U-joints. Here's the rear end. We pulled it apart to see how it looked. the little posi unit, it's got a 229 ring and pinion. The axles here, they have some, right here, this line where they got some galling or burnelling, or I'm not sure if that's the right term. I think it is. Anyway, not ideal. This will eventually kind of break down and start to cause slop with the bearing, and then it makes your axle seal leak. So we might get a new one, another one, a better shaped one, but that's to be determined if we're going to do that or not. It's another posi. We found wheels for the car. Very excited about that. We found aluminum wheels. I couldn't believe it. So we'll have some nice looking aluminum wheels for the car. What else? Oh, we just took the gas tank out of it today. It's okay. We took the gas tank out of it because it's got an electric fuel pump. This car has an electric fuel pump because it doesn't have room for a mechanical fuel pump in that tiny engine bay. So we just took this out, and we're gonna we took the tank out, so we're gonna pull the pump out of it and see what it looks like, and probably just replace it while we've got it out. It looks like someone's been in it before, because you can tell there's been a screwdriver on these, and so the pump might not be that old, I'm not sure, but they're probably not terribly expensive, so we'll probably just put one in it.
Yeah, those are hard to find.
Oh yeah, and the motor mounts, I haven't found these yet, so I still got to find some motor mounts. These are not in great shape, so I tried to buy some, but we've got some of the new parts here.
We found motor mounts from O'Reilly's, but they weren't anything like it.
They are wrong. They were like for a Chevy pickup truck.
Same with the transmission mounts.
Yeah, so the transmission mount here is a little odd shaped on this car versus a normal one, so we've got to find those still. But we've got what do we have here? Ball joints. These are ball joints, and then some of the sway bar, front sway bar bushings, U joints, the end links for the sway bar. So we've got some of the parts. So we got to send some of this out though and get it sandblasted and painted. Some of the cast iron, those parts over there on the table. So anyway, that's where we're at. We're making some progress. We're gonna start taking out some of we'll lower the car down, get some of this air conditioning stuff out of here, clean up these wiring harnesses, get them out of the way, probably get the heater core there out of the car, because it's about impossible to replace some of this stuff with the engine in it. So we're going to try to do all that stuff with it out. So now we're kind of getting down to the point where we got to just start cleaning this thing, which is going to be a lot of work. But we're going to also buy all these brake components. Again, I can get all those at the local parts store, all the brake stuff, the rotors and the master cylinder and the brake booster. So we're going to buy some more parts here as we need them. We're close to being able to do some of that stuff, but we got a lot of cleaning to do and painting to do underneath here, and getting a lot of this undercoating off, this rubber undercoating that was sprayed on it everywhere, which probably helped a lot of the rust from happening underneath it. But it's also, now that we're redoing it, it's kind of a pain to deal with. But that's where we're at. We're moving along slowly, but we're getting there. Progress has been made. All right, until next time.